Hi, this is John Rowell for the Rowell Report. Welcome to my channel. Today is Tuesday, January 13th, 2026, and tomorrow, Wednesday, January 14th, we may find out about the Supreme Court decision regarding the Trump tariffs. So, some are expecting the Supreme Court to rule against the tariffs. President Trump has already said we're screwed if the Supreme Court rules against the tariffs. But regarding the tariffs, why was the case brought to the Supreme Court in the first place? Well, partly it was brought to the it got to the Supreme Court by businesses raising concerns about increased costs. So we'll hear a little bit about the negative effect of the tariffs, and then we will hear about a possible caveat with the Supreme Court decision in case they were to rule against Trump's tariffs. So first, here is a representative of Comerica Bank. So he's explaining about the difficulty of the tariffs and why they are creating problems with the business community. So we'll listen to this first. Here we go.
Jared, we saw respondents to our survey in the fourth quarter of 2025 pointing to tariffs as one of their biggest problems. Businesses also highlighting pressures from inflation in the Comerica Small Business Pulse survey as one of their biggest challenges. And so this really is reflecting what we thought we knew about how tariffs were affecting small businesses. Smaller businesses have narrower profit margins, they have less pricing power, and so tariffs are going to be more of a pressure on their operating models and on their profitability than on larger businesses that have more flexibility in how they respond to tariffs.
So anyway, these tariffs have been especially damaging to small business, and so President Trump promised to bring a much better environment for business, the business world in the United States. Unfortunately, with all these tariffs, the experience has been the opposite. So many are looking forward to the tariffs being ruled unconstitutional, illegal, and being removed. But there is a problem with that. So here we are with Fox Business. So Larry Kudlow is interviewing John Yo, former Deputy Assistant Attorney General. So he is going to explain about why the Supreme Court is having so much difficulty coming to a decision on the tariffs. So here we go with this interview, just a few seconds of it. Well, gotta move myself out of the way here. Okay, here we go.
I think what they're really wrestling with is how, if we're going to strike down the tariffs, how do we work a refund process? And as you said, the Supreme Court scheduled opinion release for today. Nothing significant came out, but they've scheduled another one for Wednesday. So maybe we get it in a few days. Yeah, I think people are missing that. And then the other thing is, suppose they don't strike down the tariffs. What could President Trump do there with that tariff authority from the IEEPA statute and his other trade authorities? Maybe he'll get more aggressive on the trading front.
Do you think this?
So there we go. So the Supreme Court is wrestling with some questions. First, what would be the situation with the country in case tariffs would be struck down and there would have to be refunds? I don't know who would be refunded. I'm sure it would be a lot. Or they could simply say they're illegal from today forward, and all those previously carried out, basically accepting them to avoid this can of worms of trying to go back and figuring out refunds and things like that. And then, of course, the Supreme Court has to realize that if they do essentially give a blank check to President Trump for tariffs, what will be what authority are they again basically authorizing the president to do? So this could go very bad for President Trump in the Supreme Court decision. It could also go very well. It could increase his power, increase his ability to regulate business and to punish countries that fall on his bad list. So mindful that this decision would be coming out soon, President Trump brought forward this 25% tariff on trade partners of Iran. So that's principally the BRIC countries like Brazil, India, China, and other countries which aren't BRIC countries but are neighbors of Iran and have some business with Iran, like Turkey, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, the UAE, Oman, South Korea, and even Japan. So apparently President Trump thought that this would be a great move against the BRICs to bring out this move before the Supreme Court decision. Maybe they will set in stone what has been carried out until now and prohibit any additional tariffs without the consent of Congress. So that was possibly why he brought in that 25% tariff on trade partners of Iran. I don't know if he realized that South Korea and Japan are both trade partners with Iran. They may not be large trade partners, but anyway. So you can see that sometimes they don't think these decisions through very well. But anyway, that is regarding the Supreme Court decision. Many are expecting the Supreme Court to rule against the tariffs, but of course there are problems in case they were to do that. And of course there's problems in case they were to expand Trump's authority in this regard, because then essentially they are taking away the tariff power of Congress to set these tariffs. So anyway, the Supreme Court is certainly in a bind with this decision, and they may need more time to figure it out. So anyway, I just wanted to bring you that briefly, that tomorrow there will be this tariff decision, and it could be very problematic any way that they decide. But we should know soon what is their decision. So that concludes this report. Please stay tuned for more reports, and I wish everyone a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.